What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you today with another episode of illegal moves in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now some of you out there might be asking yourselves, how is that possible? How can there be moves in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you cannot perform? Well, basically an illegal move in Yu-Gi-Oh! is any move that starts an infinite loop without the possibility of a resolution. So some of you guys might be scratching your heads going like, well, what exactly does that mean? Well, instead of trying to explain it, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to show you a move in Yu-Gi-Oh! That would be illegal to make. Alright, so let's say you had a card trooper on your side of the field and your opponent had a couple of monsters on their side. Let's say they were playing Archfiends, for example, and they had a couple of them over there. And then they activate the spell card Falling Down. Now Falling Down has an effect that states as long as you have an Archfiend on your side of the field, you can take control of one of your opponent's monsters. This thus allows them to take control of your card trooper and it's placed over on their side of the field. Now of course they would attack and everything with all these monsters, but once they end their turn, it goes back to you. Now here's where the illegal move comes in. At this point it would be illegal for you to play Polymerization and special summon on out Cyberblader. The reason being that Cyberblader has a different effect based on the number of monster cards your opponent controls. So when your opponent controls only one monster, Cyberblader cannot be destroyed by battle. But when your opponent controls two monsters, the original attack of Cyberblader is doubled. And finally, when your opponent controls three monsters, Cyberblader negates the effects of all spell, trap, and monster cards that they control. So what that then does is it negates Falling Down. Falling Down, since it is negated, will then send Card Trooper back over to your side of the field. The problem now though is that your opponent controls only two monsters, thus changing the effect of Cyberblader from negating your opponent's spell cards to that of doubling its attack. So since your opponent's spell cards are no longer negated, their Falling Down activates once more, and then Card Trooper goes back over to their side of the field. Now Cyberblader's effect changes since your opponent now controls three monsters, negating Falling Down and sending Card Trooper back to your side of the field. Oops, now your opponent only controls two monsters, so Cyberblader's effect is then changed to its attack being doubled, and Falling Down reactivates. Card Trooper goes back to their side of the field. Now your opponent controls three monsters again. Cyberblader's effect changes to negating the Falling Down, sending Card Trooper back to your side of the field. And thus the endless loop with any possible way of a resolution is formed. Card Trooper will now keep bouncing back and forth from being controlled by your opponent to being back controlled by you over and over again. And because this scenario is actually possible in a real duel, if someone was playing some kind of crazy old school GX deck involving Cyberblader, I don't know why, but if they were, this move would be illegal. If your opponent was playing some kind of Archfiend deck, took control of your monster with Falling Down, it would be illegal for you to special summon out that Cyberblader. So, in the comment section below, remember to let me know what you think of this illegal move in Yu-Gi-Oh! And also let me know what you think of this series, and if you'd like to see more scenarios that lead to illegal moves in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I guess that's it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.